Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Buy Low and Sell High is a game that teaches you how to play the game and what you're doing right there in the title. I do respect that. I do like that. What you're going to get is an introductory, simple stock market game. You're going to hand the cards, you're going to play those down. It's going to dictate the price, whether it's higher or lower, and you're going to want to buy and sell based on those aspects. Very simple. Not a lot piled onto this. There are a few other cards that do dividends and bull markets and bear markets and kind of move that up and down a little bit. But for the most part, you're trying to control or dictate really what's going to happen in the market in order for you to profit the most. Sound familiar? Sure, we hear this stuff in the news all the time. Here it is on a board game. The game plays rather quickly. You can play a 4-player game in less than an hour. It's very simplistic. So you're going to be able to play with non-gamers a lot. People can jump right into this. There isn't a lot of things piled on top of it. In our board game industry, we see a lot of games with mechanism on top of mechanism on top of mechanism. It streamlines everything and makes it simple. You want to buy low and you want to sell high. That's it. Now, there is quite a bit of luck in this. The card play, the more players, the more cards, the less control you're going to have over what is happening. And I guess that does feel like the stock market a little bit. It does dictate what's going on positive and negatively, but just know that as you add more people, the control that you're going to be able to put over things is going to be less and less, and that aspect of Lady Luck will come into it. Although people, hamstringed by what cards they have in their hand, but they're actually choosing which cards. So there is decisions to be made. It's on a more simplistic level. It's like Ticket to Ride of stock market games, and I think it really nails that pretty good. I think the production is actually fairly good for what it is. I think the box didn't sell it right or something, but there's something like Stockpile with the artwork on that kind of sells a little bit more than something like this, but it has an IP with the Motley Fool on it. I think it implements that quite well and gives you a basic understanding of how stocks work and how they move up and down on a very elementary level for the introductory player. Excellent in that regard. Most people are going to find this a little bit too simplistic. The decisions seem rather straightforward. You kind of know what you need to do. Now, it is not going to let your plans come out, really. I don't know there's a lot in here for long-term planning. I don't know that it's going to be able to kind of come over that mountain for you. But if you want to play with children or lighter gamers, there may be better stock market games like Stockpile, like I mentioned, but this isn't a bad introductory place to start. The game can be found rather cheaply, and in that regards, I can recommend it, although it will be something we will purge. Here's a Motley Fool's Buy Low, Sell High. You're going to get a Ticket to Ride size box. You're going to open it up. You're going to get an advertisement for the Motley Fool. Get a rule book, which we'll take a look at in a few minutes. You're going to get a board. Look, the Motley Fool logo is on it. And you will get really just a tracker for the different components that you're going to have here. The different stocks and a place to play your cards. It's okay. Then you're going to have this little insert here. You have your cards here in the middle. The cards are going to have like clip kind of, they do have a nice linen finish on them. They do feel pretty good in your hand, to be honest. Each of the components for the different resources will have different things. Like here's a shopping cart. This looks like a monitor maybe, or a computer. And this one is, I guess, oil. And then you have the Motley Fool. You have their little jester hat things here that you'll be utilizing in the game. The box is much bigger than it needs to be. It is nice that you have these little pockets for everything and a place for the cards. It's very nice. And let's be honest, these are much better produced than they need to be. So the components are they're higher level than the game requires. Here is the rule book for this version of the game. List of the components, no pictures, but as you go through, it really does a really good job. It's colorful. You have examples. You got pictures in here. You probably need about 10 to 12 minutes to go through this. It gives you a very nice overview. There are some jokes in here. Like place the game board on the table so in the reach of all the other players. If you don't have a table, use the floor. If you don't have a floor, the person at the table deemed to have the highest self-esteem should prostrate himself in order that the other players may play on his back. So there's like a little bit of humor to this, which I think has to do with the Motley Fool on the back. You have the end of the trading year and the end of the game and how to play. You won't need a whole lot of time. This is a pretty entry-level, simple game. And I think the rules will keep it at. This could definitely have been mass market. Set up for the game is each player gets a set of one of each of the stocks, and then you'll put the remainder of the stocks out on the board. Then you'll shuffle the deck of cards and everybody will get 5 cards. What you have on the outside of the board is your money or points. You have a place to place cards on here. So if you have a 2-player game, you just place on the ones with the 2 jester hats and 3. And if you want to play 4-player. Also, you're going to have each of the 3 stocks. This will be the ongoing stock price right here. And the price underneath it will be what it costs to purchase it. So you're going to have the different stocks available, place to put your cards, and money and points around it. On your turn, you have a choice. You can buy no stocks. You can buy 1 of each type. So you can buy 1 yellow, 1 red, and 1 green. Or I could purchase 2 of the same stock. So I want to buy 2 reds. To buy a stock, you simply pick it up, add it to your storage over here of stocks that you have, and you pay whatever price underneath it. In this case, I would pay $14. If I wanted to buy 2, I would pay the 14 and the 15, and I would have 2 of these. So that would be a choice up to me, what I want to buy and what I want to purchase based on the price and what I think the prices will go up or down. Then after that, you can play a card, and you play a card down. Each of these cards will do something a little different. Now, a card like this, which is a bull, and you have the bear cards, which make it go negative. Whenever you play these do not trigger, really, until after this phase is over, once all of the cards are full. So this will either make the stock price go up or down, depending on the color of it. So that's how those cards will work. You have breaking news cards, and these are handy because you just put them over another card, basically canceling it out. So when you get to the trading phase, it will not take effect because it has a breaking news on top of it. Here is a dividend card if these are placed down for what this is a yellow one. So this would mean at the trading phase, a dividend will be paid out at the end depending on how many cards are played out and the value. So just know that you will get, for the dividend cards, you will get paid dividends at the end for each yellow stock that you have. You also have fee cards, and these will charge you fees. Now, these are the only cards that are kind of in effect when they're played. So when this is played down, you will pay $2 for each yellow stock you have. And of course, those could be in different colors. For example, if somebody paid the red one, you see a lot of other players have a lot of red stock. You play the red fee one down, and that person, everybody who has stock in red has to pay $2 per stock. When all the card spaces are filled up, kind of the round will end. You'll play 3 rounds in the game. You'll trigger any of the bulls or the dividends. The bears will all kind of play out, changing the price. If you change the price, you simply take whatever's on the back end, and you would add it down here, decreasing the price. That's a very simple way to do it. After 3 rounds, whoever has the most money or points is the winner of the game. Who should buy this game? Fans of the IP, the Motley Fool, I think they might want to collect this. I think for lighter families, introductory type stock market games, this will do it. I think you're going to grow out of this game. The majority of people won't, but if you're watching this video, you probably will. But it could be a way to start your children out or your family out on the stock market game and then progress in. If you wanted things more complicated, you may look at this and say, this is complicated enough for me. I think it's going to strike a chord with those type of people and looking for that sort of experience. For us, it's a Purge. It didn't bring enough to the table, but I think there is something here. I think there are a large swath of people who will enjoy this. Purge for us, but I could see a lot of people enjoying it.